Nothing moved above Earth. No ships, no signals, no voices, just silence. 3 days ago, there had been fire, screams, and death. The Krell Dominion, a powerful alien alliance, had sent their fleets. They didn't want a war. They wanted a message. So they destroyed New Paris, Tokyo Spire, and the Atlantic Dome, all within 1 hour. By the time humanity fought back, it was too late. They killed over 3 billion people in one global strike. Now, Earth was silent. Inside a hidden mountain base, deep under what used to be Colorado, Commander Rain stood still, staring at the large screen in front of him. His uniform was burned in places. Blood was still on his sleeve. Not his own. He hadn't slept in 2 days. Around him, only 27 soldiers remained. Everyone else from the base was dead. Any signal from HQ? A young technician asked, her voice shaking. Rain didn't answer. His jaw was tight, his eyes empty. No, another officer whispered. Nothing. Earth Command is gone. They had trained for many things. Full-scale planetary invasion wasn't one of them. Rain slowly turned. Bring me the black case, he said. No one spoke. No one moved, until one soldier, the oldest among them, saluted and walked to the back. He opened a locked wall. Inside, covered in dust, was a steel black case with a glowing red seal on top. It read, Echo Fall Protocol, open only when Earth is lost. Rain placed the case on the center table. His hands didn't shake. He opened it. Inside were 3 things. A small black chip marked Siren Protocol. A folded piece of paper. A single silver coin with Earth's flag on one side, and a silent black void on the other. He took the paper and read it aloud. If you're reading this, Earth is burning. You are not to beg. You are not to broadcast. You are to become the echo they'll never forget. Silence filled the room. No one asked what it meant, because they knew it meant revenge, but not loud. Angry revenge. No shouting. No demands. Just silence. And action. Far above the base, in Earth's orbit, alien ships hovered like vultures. They watched. They waited. They laughed. To them, humanity was over. They expected Earth to cry, to send a message, to call for help. But Earth said nothing. No signal. Came. No surrender. No threat. Just silence. In the alien warship Vraxtal, Commander Zerkith leaned back in his chair, his 4 arms crossed. They're cowards, he said. Weak species, burned and broken. His second-in-command hissed. Should we destroy the rest? Zerkith grinned. No need. Let them rot in their silence. Let them learn what happens when you defy the Krell Dominion. But then, a strange report came in. Sir, an officer called. We detected multiple small launches from Earth's southern ocean. Ships? Zerkith asked. They have no signatures. No ID, just shadows. Silent, Zerkith frowned. Scan them. Already did, the officer replied. They don't respond. They just vanish after leaving orbit. Zerkith stood up. That wasn't normal. Back on Earth, Rain looked at the glowing console. The chip had been inserted. The Siren Protocol had begun. Dozens of hidden launch tubes around the planet opened silently. From beneath oceans, frozen poles, even deep forests, small ships rose into the sky, black, quiet, invisible to most scans. Each one carried no pilots. Only missions. Missions written in fury. Not one signal was sent. Not one word spoken. Inside the mountain base, the young technician finally whispered, Shouldn't we ... Say something? Send a message? Tell the galaxy what they did? Rain shook his head. They'll understand soon enough, he said. His voice was cold, calm. He walked to the observation deck and looked at the stars. they had once seemed. Beautiful. Now, they looked like graves waiting to be dug. In space, one of the alien scouts picked up a sound. Not a voice. Not a song. Just static. Then something else. A whisper. 3 words. We heard you. The stars were no longer quiet because they were at peace. They were quiet because they had just felt the cold breath of something ancient rise from Earth's silence. Humanity wasn't broken. It was waking up. Style. 3rd person, simple English, suspenseful hook. The ocean was calm. Too calm. But deep below the surface, something ancient was moving. Dark shapes slid through the water-silent ships that had never been seen by human eyes. No names, no crew. Just machines built for one purpose: vengeance. They were Earth's final plan. And now they were awake. From space, nothing looked unusual. Earth looked like a dead world. Scars from the alien attack still glowed across continents. Cities were ashes. Spaceports were gone. Human signals had gone dark. To the galaxy, Earth was finished. But Earth's silence was not weakness. It was waiting. In a quiet room buried under the Andes Mountains, Commander Rain watched dozens of red lights blink on one by one. Each light was a ship. Each ship was on a course. No one said anything. The last survivors in the room sat straight, listening to the hum of the control panels. One of them finally asked, "What do we tell them?" The people who survived. Rain didn't turn his head. He simply said, "We don't tell them anything." Meanwhile, across the galaxy, alien fleets partied. KREL, Dominion generals, laughed in victory halls. They drank, celebrated, and boasted of Earth's fall. Some even collected human bones as trophies. News channels across alien systems played the same clip again and again. Earth's silence. "See," they said, "the humans begged. Now they are quiet forever." But they didn't know what had just left Earth's oceans. They didn't see what was coming. In the distant Dracus system, an alien mining station floated quietly near a small moon. Inside, alien workers ate, choked, and relaxed. No one was armed. No one was afraid. Then the lights flickered. Just for a second. Then again. Suddenly, power died. Emergency lights came on, red and dim. One alien screamed. Another ran to the control room. They didn't understand. There were no enemy ships near them. But then, something appeared on the outer camera. A dark triangle. No light. No markings. Just a shape. And before anyone could sound an alarm, the station exploded from within. Back on Earth, reports started coming in. Encrypted signals, each only 2 seconds. Long. Each from a different system. Each message said the same thing: target silent, no survivors. Rain leaned forward and whispered, "They'll hear us now, just not the way they expected." In Krell Dominion territory, confusion spread. Whole patrols vanished. Research outposts stopped responding. Ships went dark mid-flight. There were no signs of battle. No distress calls. Just nothing. One by one, alien colonies stopped answering. Their leaders panicked. Who's doing this? A Krell admiral roared in a meeting. "They don't leave messages," one officer said. "They don't even fire. Weapons we recognize." The admiral bared his teeth. "Then why do we think it's them?" The officer answered quietly, "Because the only planets being hit are the ones that attacked Earth." In deep space, a massive alien warship floated near the border of human territory. They had come to study what was left. Their scanners found no threats. So the crew relaxed. Until they received a strange sound. Not a signal, not even language. Just. A heartbeat. It played once, across every speaker in the ship. Then everything went black. Commander Rain stood in front of a large screen, watching the stars blink on the tactical map. One by one, enemy zones turned red. One officer spoke. "We've taken out 12 outposts. No responses." Another asked, "Do we escalate?" Rain shook his head. "Not yet. Let them panic first." Meanwhile, in the Krell Senate, chaos had begun. Videos leaked. A mining station destroyed without warning. Outposts melted into glass. Ships turned inside out with unknown tech. And always the same last image. A dark ship, silent. Unstoppable. The galaxy had mocked Earth for its silence. Now. They feared it. In the shadows of space. Operation Echofall moved on. It had no voice. No face. Only one message burned into every system it touched. This is not revenge. This is correction. The Krell soldiers waited inside the moon base. Weapons ready. Alarms had gone off 5 minutes ago. No signals, no ships on the radar. Just a quiet warning from the A. External breach detected. But when they looked outside, space was empty. No enemy. No light. Just silence. They had no idea the enemy was. Already inside. 2 humans moved through the air vents like ghosts. Sergeant Talia Voss led the strike team. Her eyes were cold, her breath calm. Behind her, Corporal Jin, silent and focused, followed every step. No radio chatter. Only hand signals. They weren't here to rescue. They weren't here to talk. They were here to erase. This moon was a Krell research facility, one of the labs that helped design the biological gas that killed 3 billion humans in the first attack. Earth had marked this place for cleansing. Operation Echofall had many tools, but this job? This one needed hands. Human hands. Talia reached the vent cover. She counted down with her fingers. 3. 2. She kicked it open. Before the first alien could react, Talia dropped, shot twice, and rolled behind a console. The shots were silent. Krell scientists fell. Necks burned from plasma darts. Jin followed, clearing the next room with quick, clean movements. Every shot was a kill. In less than 30 seconds. 8 aliens were down. Not one scream, not one alarm. Just quiet death. Back on Earth, in the Andes base, Commander Rain listened to the live feed. He saw Talia plant the device. It was shaped like a simple box, no bigger than a lunch tray. But it held a special kind of fire. A weapon Earth had designed quietly over years of War I that made entire bases vanish without sound or heat. He gave the order. Seal it. Inside the moon base, Talia pressed the activation button. Lights flickered. The device gave a soft beep. She and Jin turned and ran. From the outside, the base looked normal. But then, it shimmered. And vanished. No fire. No sound. Just nothing. Like it had never existed. The Krell military command was in chaos. They had lost 14 outposts in 1 week. Every system that took part in Earth's slaughter was being hit. No demands. No calls. No threats. Just loss. The worst part? They still didn't know how humans were doing it. Some said Earth had built cloaked fleets. Others said it was ancient I now awakened. One general whispered the words. We should have never gone to Earth. We woke something. In a small alien council room, leaders of 5 species sat in panic. We must talk to them, one shouted. Offer peace. We were wrong. They're not answering calls, another replied. Not one human voice has spoken since the massacre. But what do they want? A third asked. The room fell quiet. No one had an answer. Meanwhile, in deep space, Sergeant Talia sat quietly inside her stealth shuttle. Jin finally spoke. Do you think they'll ever understand? Talia looked at him. Her voice was low. They killed our children, our elders, our cities. She looked out at the stars. This isn't about understanding. It's about remembering. Commander, Rain received the final report. Moonbase erased. All targets confirmed. He nodded. Then, for the first time in days, he smiled. In the alien capital city of Varnax, a high-ranked Krell diplomat named Salvar stepped in front of a galactic camera. Looked tired. His skin was pale. "This message is to Earth," he said. "We made a mistake. We regret everything. Please. We ask to meet." The message was broadcast across 10 star systems. No reply came. But that night, Salvar's ship exploded in mid-air. Was no trace of who did it. Just a whisper left in the debris. "We heard you." The galaxy now knew the truth. Humanity doesn't scream. It hunts. The galaxy was no longer celebrating. It was whispering. Leaders who had once mocked Earth now met in secret. Admirals checked their security every hour. Senators avoided public transport. Everyone had the same fear. Are we next? On the planet Druvax 4, a city once known for its bright skies and loud music, now sat in total silence. Shops were closed. Theaters were empty. The people stayed indoors, not because of war, but because of fear. A rumor had spread. A human stealth team had been seen near the outer colony. No one knew if it was true, but no one wanted to find out. Across the galaxy, 22 colonies had gone dark. No signs of battle. No ships detected. No messages. Left behind. Just silence. It was spreading like a virus. A quiet war. The kind that didn't leave survivors. In the Krell Dominion capital, the Supreme Council met underground for the first time in history. "We must make contact," one leader said. "They're ignoring us," replied another. No calls returned, no peace offered, no demands. "But why?" asked a third. "What do they want?" At that moment, a signal reached the center of the room. It came from deep space. Encrypted. Short. A video file. No origin tag. Just a title. "Watch." They played it on the central screen. The room fell silent. The video was old. It showed Earth's surface. Before the attack. Children in school. Families laughing in giant cities. Doctors helping patients. Farmers growing food. Then screaming. The Krell attack had begun. Buildings melted. Skies burned. Cities crumbled. People cried for help, but no one came. Video cut to a final shot. A single child, covered in ash, holding a broken Earth flag. She looked at the sky. And whispered one word. "Why?" The screen went black. Nothing else played. No voice over. No revenge speech. Just truth. The council room was quiet. Some tried to speak. Others lowered their heads. They finally understood. This was the message. Not words, not threats, just what they did. And now, the galaxy would pay for ignoring it. Back on Earth, in the hidden Andes base, Commander Rain stood in front of his team. He had seen the transmission. He knew it was out there now. He spoke to his soldiers for the first time in days. "We didn't need to tell them what we are," he said. "We showed them." In a distant galaxy, a Krell general received a message. It was just one sentence. "This is not war. This is memory." He collapsed in his chair. He understood. The war was already over. Earth wasn't trying to win. Earth was making them remember. Alien. Civilians across star systems began rising up. They protested the Dominion. They blamed their leaders for waking a sleeping world. They screamed in the streets. "Why did you attack Earth? Make peace before it's too late." But the leaders had no answers. Because Earth still didn't speak. It just kept erasing. Inside a stealth ship far from Earth, Sergeant Talia watched the chaos through intercepted broadcasts. Jin sat beside her. "They're starting to crack," he said. Talia didn't smile. "We haven't even hit the core yet." In the command base, Rain opened the next target file. The name blinked in red. Krell Homeworld, Pre-strike recon ready, he pressed one button. Avia! Single drone launched. Silent, unseen. The galaxy was filled with voices again, but not Earth's. And the louder the others screamed, the more terrifying human silence became. The Krell homeworld Vraxia sat under a shield of silver light. 50 defense rings spun in orbit. Thousands of guns pointed at the dark sky. No starship could enter without being seen. The Krell Senate told their people, "We are safe. Earth is weak. Do not fear." Yet everyone still feared, because every night another colony vanished without sound. Hook. First minutes on an empty observation deck high above Vraxia. Ensign Cole stared at the scanners. He was young, fresh from the academy. Tonight was his first shift on the wall. He expected boredom. Instead, his screen flashed red. Unknown contact size, small, speed slow, heading DIRECT. Cole blinked. "A pebble?" he muttered. The object looked no bigger than a cargo box, drifting toward the planet's shield. The defense AI scanned it twice, then 3 times, but found no weapons, no power, no life signs. Just a box in space. Still, Cole sounded. The alarm. Unidentified object on approach. Sirens rang across the ring. Officers rushed to stations. Within 30 seconds, every gun faced the tiny box. The box commander Zerkith, the same Krell who once laughed over Earth's ruins, appeared on the deck. "What is that?" he snapped. "No idea, sir. It's silent." Zerkith growled. "Destroy it." Cole hesitated. The box was now touching the planet's shield, yet it did not burn up. Instead, it stopped. Lights on its surface glowed faint blue. A circle opened like an old-style speaker. Then a single human child's voice spoke. "Remember." The word was soft, almost kind. But when the sound reached the shield, every defense ring powered down. Lights died. Guns froze. Engines failed. The planet went dark. Earth's only broadcast across the galaxy. Every screen military. Civilian, merchant turned black. The same speaker symbol appeared. A calm woman's voice, Commander Rain's AI. Translator spoke one sentence. "This is Earth's first and only broadcast." No music, no threats, no anger. Just that promise. Then an image filled the screens. The little girl from Part 4, holding the broken Earth flag, eyes full of ash and tears. Beneath the picture, one word pulsed in white letters. Kariambier, the signal. Ended after 5 seconds. Silence returned. Panic on Vraxia without power. Vraxia's sky dimmed. City lights flickered out. Billions looked up and saw darkness where shields had been. Zerkith shouted for backup. Reboot reactors. Reset guns. Nothing worked. The box kept hovering, patient, glowing like a tiny blue candle. Cole whispered, "Sir, we can't even open the airlocks." Zerkith's 4 arms trembled. For the first time, he felt what humans once felt, helpless. Ghost Armada revealed farther out. Behind Vraxia's moon, black shapes uncloaked. 1, 2, 50. 100 stealth ships. Earth's Ghost Armada formed a silent ring around. The planet. No bright engines. No radio noise. Just dark wings against darker space. Inside the Andes bunker, Rain watched through a secure feed. His officers waited for orders. He spoke one word: begin. The quiet storm. Each ghost ship released dozens of orbital seeds, small pods that drifted into Vraxia's atmosphere like falling snow. They were not bombs. They were recorders. As they fell, they projected holograms onto the night clouds. Images of Earth's burning cities, the dead, the rubble, every cruelty the Krell had caused. Vraxian citizens looked up and finally saw what their leaders had hidden. Crowds gasped. Some screamed. Others fell to their knees. The planet itself became a theater of guilt. One last offer inside a powerless Senate chamber. Krell leaders huddled around emergency lamps. A lone human audio file played from a dropped datapad. Leave weapons. Leave war. Live with memory. Or lose the sky above you. The message looped. No answer could be sent. All transmitters were dead. Supreme Speaker Talgrin clenched his jaw. We surrender, he whispered, but no one could hear him. Surrender required a voice. Earth had stolen every voice but its own. Rain's decision back on Earth. Rain listened to reports. No resistance. Civilian riots against the Senate. All Krell fleets standing down. His tactical officer asked, "Do we end it now?" Rain stared at the holo map. His hand hovered over a red icon labeled Final Silence. He remembered the child in the ash. He remembered 3 billion graves. He closed his eyes. Cliff edge above Threxar. The hovering box opened once more. A soft beep. Countdown lights appeared. 10, 9, 8. Cole's breath caught in his throat. Zerkith roared, "Shoot it!" But no guns worked. 5-4. Across the planet, every citizen turned their eyes to the sky. 3. Rain's finger trembled. He had 1 second to abort. 2. Silence deeper than space filled every heart. 1. 0. The final number blinked on the box above. Threxar. But there was no explosion. No light. No shockwave. Only ... silence. Commander Rain had pressed nothing. He had let the timer run out. And with it, Earth made its final choice. The small box hovering over the Krell homeworld powered down. It drifted slowly into orbit, empty, dead, across. Threxar's darkened cities, aliens looked up in fear, then confusion, then relief. They were still alive. There was no fire. No screaming. Earth had not destroyed them. But it could have. That truth sank deeper than any weapon ever could. Inside Earth's hidden command bunker, Rain stood alone in the operations room. The officers watched him, waiting. "Sir," one whispered. "Why stop?" Rain looked at the screen, showing Threxar's cities quiet, flickering with returning light, full of eyes that had just seen their own evil. "Because we said everything we needed to," Rain answered. "And they heard us?" The Krell Senate, powerless, weaponless, humiliated, sent one final message. Across the stars. Not in words. In action. They laid down their weapons. They opened every archive of the Earth invasion. They broadcast their apology. Across the galaxy on repeat. One phrase echoed on every channel. We remember. On human survivor stations across Mars, Luna, and deep space, refugees watched in silence. They didn't cheer. They didn't shout. They cried, not for victory, but because their voices stolen 3 billion times over had finally been returned. Sergeant Talia Voss, aboard the Ghost Armada flagship, received a message from Rain. "Return home. Let the stars heal themselves. We've said enough." She looked out the window one last time. Dozens of alien ships floated in surrender near her. And not one dared move. In the weeks that followed, no more human stealth strikes were seen. A Ghost Armada vanished without trace. Alien governments rewrote their laws to include Earth as an untouchable zone. Statues were raised on former battle worlds of the little Earth girl with the flag, her one word carved beneath each image. REMBR, but the real ending? That came in the silence, because Earth never sent another signal. No warnings. No treaties. No broadcasts. Just ... silence. And yet it was everywhere. Aliens began teaching it in schools. War leaders quoted it in speeches. And every time a child looked up at the stars and asked, "What happened to Earth?" parents would reply softly, "We hurt them once." They answered without shouting, and the galaxy has never spoken louder since. Years later, in a peaceful outpost far from any war, a young Alien cadet asked his elder, "What does Earth want now?" The elder stared at the stars, voice quiet. "Nothing." "But aren't they still dangerous?" The elder smiled sadly. "Only if we forget." Final scene. Commander Rain walked through a garden blooming inside the restored Earth base. Trees grew where ashes once covered stone. He looked up. No ships. No weapons. Just clouds. He knelt near a small stone. A name was carved into it, a child's name, the one who held the broken flag. He placed the silver Earth coin on the stone. On one side, Earth's emblem. On the other, pure black, the side of silence. He stood and walked away. And then the stars went quiet for good. End.